there, so leaving the masjid after Friday prayer. Amazing, really nice inside, you know. And I was surprised. I thought they would do the speech in Turkish, being that, you know, like Cyprus has an Ottoman history, but they actually did it all in Arabic, which was nice and really easy to understand. Like his Arabic was very clear and like academic, so really nice. Like this is a masjid, and good turnout. A lot of people came, you know. Alhamdulillah, it's really nice. And the most amazing part about this mosque, the beach is just behind me, like literally about 30 meters away. And then you turn this way, and here's the mosque, you know. Imagine the mosque is just 40 meters from the beach. You can't get a better location than that. It's amazing. And also with Larnaca being an ancient city, you've got one holy building not far from the next. Anyway, now I'm done with Friday prayer. I'm going to go to the supermarket and try find some stuff. I'm pretty hungry. And due to the fact that I got gallstones, I have to be a bit picky about what I eat in restaurants, just in case of the oil and stuff. Plus, I always like to see what they've got in the local shops in the countries I go to, because you know, everywhere's different. You can always find something interesting you've never seen before. So right here, just behind me, is St. Lazarus Church, which, as far as I know, is one of the oldest churches in the world. And it's just standing there in the middle of the city, you know? Amazing. This whole place is just like an open-air museum, to be honest. It's great. So this church is dedicated to St. Lazarus, who was a companion who was actually resurrected by Jesus after dying. And then he fled to Cyprus after that to flee persecution, and he passed away of old age here. And then in the 9th century, they built this church over what was his tomb. And it's been standing for almost, close to like 1100 years. So look how amazing this is. You see the wide open spaces. It's a really peaceful place. Just as order, not order. Yeah, the old guy on the bicycle just gave me some mad aggression, you know. Oh my god. I mean, I get it. I mean, people must be quite jaded with tourists here now, but it's to be expected, you know. But anyway, as I was saying before, I was kind of rudely interrupted, right? I'm just saying that, you know, a lot of cities like Rome, like even Paris, they get a lot of hype. But here in Larnaca, yeah, this place, like the poster said, it's been inhabited for nearly 4,000 years. And you just look at the cobbled streets, you look at the architecture, yeah, you got St. Lazarus Church just behind me, and it's just sitting there. And this is part of everyday life, you know. So this city, it's quietly amazing. Like, it doesn't shout out to the world, but it just sits here. And that's just a testament to, you know, human perseverance and whatnot. And behind me, as I'm passing by, you got like all the shops selling souvenirs and stuff like that. And the prices are pretty reasonable too. Some countries you go to, yeah, the souvenirs are just beyond expensive. Especially like when I was in Dublin, that was too much. But here, it doesn't break the bank at all. It's actually one of the cheapest places in Europe, I feel like.
So I could see the beach in the distance, and we've finally arrived.
So right here, yeah, you can see I'm stood out on the pier, and that goes quite a few meters out into the sea. And it's beautiful out here. There's a slight breeze, but it's nice and warm, and just really relaxing when you hear the waves, you know. So behind me, you can see the Jami Kabir Mosque. And this mosque has been here for several centuries. I went there the other day on Friday, and it's a good turnout, like a lot of people there. And I think the Imam, I'm not sure, he might be a Lebanese guy, but he did the whole service in Arabic, which was interesting because I would have expected it to be in Turkish or even Greek. But yeah, not a bad place at all. Very, very nice inside. So behind me, you've got Mediterranean Sea, and in the distance, I mean, you can't see it obviously, but if you keep going, you've got Lebanon over there at Beirut, and then sort of in that way, you've got Palestine and Gaza, and may God ease their suffering right now, this terrible time. So yeah, I mean, that's how close we are to the Middle East. Even though this is the EU, this is Cyprus, but geographically, this is Asia. This is the Middle East right here. The closest country is Lebanon right now, So yeah, this is really interesting. One more interesting thing I want to point out to you guys. You see here, you see these padlocks? There's loads of them all locked up on this thing. Back in the day, with my ex, we were in Cologne in Germany, and they have a bridge that's literally full of these. Like, you could barely even find a space to put them, and it's basically couples, and when they lock it on, it's like a kind of a sign that the relationship's gonna last. It's like a sign of eternity, if that makes sense, like locking your relationship in. I mean, me and my ex, we split up, so I don't know how true that actually is, but it's a nice sentiment anyway. But yeah, I've seen quite a few of these padlocks just on this railings, so no trip to the beach is complete without at least getting my feet wet, testing the water, so to speak. I don't know how cold this water's gonna be. Is it gonna be like when I was in the Caribbean, where that water was warm? I'm not sure, so let's go try. We'll see how warm or cold it gets. Okay. Here it is. It's not the clearest water, it's a bit sort of muddy, but it doesn't seem too dirty. So let's have a look. Okay, feet in. I wouldn't swim in this. It would be a bit of an effort to get warm, but my feet are in. So yeah, even though the weather's nice and warm today, it's probably a good 25 to 30 degrees, but the water itself, I wouldn't say it's easy to swim in it without getting a bit of a shock, But it's nice to get my feet wet. The last time I got my feet wet in the sea was when I was in Alicante, funnily enough, which is miles from here. But funnily enough, I think it's the same sea, it's still the Mediterranean. So walking down here, you got this really nice long promenade area, and these houses and all that. It's a really nice walk. You get your steps in for the day. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of envy people that just live on the coast itself. Imagine these houses, how much they are to rent, or if they're owned, how much they're worth now. Just imagine just waking up to seeing this every morning. I don't know if I could ever get bored of that. So just walking away from the beach and the sea now, just coming down this side area, and yeah, it's just a really nice place.
Maybe it's not apparent, but it's roasting hot to walk around right now. But really pleasant, like I could just walk around here all day.
You notice how it gets super quiet once you get away from the touristy areas and the high street. It's sort of like I'm just a couple of 100 meters from the beach still, but when you get into these parts, it's just really nice to walk around. The ironic thing of all this, the room I've taken for the week, I paid just over £100 for it. It's less than my rent in London. I'm paying less for where I'm staying now than I am for my rent in London. It's crazy. But nowhere in London is nearly as nice as this. Obviously, the main reason people come to places like London and big cities is for the money. Because the opportunities, there's jobs there, there's money. And we spend most of our lives just chasing money. But, people living here, I don't know how much they make or whatever, but I know it must be a much more relaxed life than what we're living, I'll tell you that. So, I'm leaving today, I'm going back to England. I'm really gonna miss this blue sky and this sun. I mean, this is lovely. I don't know what England actually holds, I don't know what the weather's like. It may be cold, it may be nice, who knows, but anyway, I'm heading to go get the bus to the airport. But yeah, to summarize, I mean, Cyprus has been great. It just I can't believe it took me 38 years to come here. You know, like, I've enjoyed this place a lot. Like both sides, south and north. To be honest, to summarize though, I would say that I've actually kind of enjoyed the south a bit more. I don't know why, it just feels a bit more like carefree, you know? It doesn't feel as regimented like the north. As you know, if you've ever been to Turkey, it's got kind of a uniform feel to it. I mean, very ordered, it's very nice, everything, but I don't know, down here just feels a lot more laid back for some reason. But, you know, you just gotta love this sky and this weather, it's amazing. Like, if you was to ask, will I be back? I hope so, probably so. I mean, we never know what life holds, but I like to think I'd be back, because this place, yeah, you know, it's my kind of place. Yeah, the climate, everything, this kind of suits me, even the food. Like, I've got gallstones, and while I've been here, to be honest, I've not had any pain from it. I don't know if it's like the nature of the food in England, or the weather, or something, but I don't feel, I don't know, I didn't get as much pain as I did back in the UK, you know? In the UK, I felt, you know, everything I ate just gave me a bit of an ache or something like that, and I had to be really careful. Here, in the 2 weeks I've been here, I've consumed nearly a full bottle of olive oil. I'm talking like 250 mils, using it in everything. And I've actually been feeling better because of it. And, you know, I've been, you know, eating like fresh fruit, fresh veg. The stuff's pretty organic, you know? While in England, you eat a piece of fruit, and you know that it's been picked early. It's not been picked at the right time. It's pure commercialism. You know, there's quite a few differences. But one of my biggest, not regrets, regret would entail that I had something to do with it. It's more like what I lament, or what I just, you know, one of my biggest lamentations or just bad feelings is the whole Brexit, you know? You know, it was done on a 49 to 51 vote, as in like 49% of the people didn't want this. And just by some sheer miracle, or, you know, twist of fate, the 51% got their way, and now we're out the EU, and we've been locked out of all this. You know, we had access to an entire continent, visa-free, freedom of movement. We could just move there, and now we can't. You know, I don't know what went through people's mind. Well, I do know what went through people's mind. They were basically brainwashed by politicians who played on their racist sentiments to get this pushed through. And then a few selfish politicians benefited a lot from it. But then again, a lot of them, I don't want to mention any names, you know, a certain middle-aged gentleman who tried to push for this so hard, managed to get his wife and kids German citizenships before it went through. And I believe he may have got it too. You know, which to me, that's like the highest order of hypocrisy right there. While basically closing the rest of us out of it. It's sad, really. But, you know, look what we lost out on. I mean, yeah, we can still come here, but it's not the same. You know, we feel like outsiders now. We have to go through a separate queue. We have to watch our days in Europe, you know, because we're only allowed 90 days in every 180. It's ridiculous. It's just now, I don't know what's next. I don't know what stupid thing Britain's going to do next. I can't see any benefits. I can't see any positives. I look at Britain for a really pessimistic scope at the moment. I got no trust in the government. Everything they do, every decision they make just seems to make life harder, not better. You know? And then they complain about brain drain again. They complain about, oh, people are leaving, or, you know, nobody wants to make an effort. What are we fighting for? What's left to salvage? You know, we're hearing talks of like some stupid war with Russia, defending Ukraine. You know, all that, yeah? Most people in England didn't even know where Ukraine was on a map. They didn't even know they couldn't even spell Ukraine. Let alone, you know, now they're all like, oh, we spot Ukraine. They couldn't even locate it on a map. But, you know, that's how the media machine works. So, you know, they're talking about conscription and all this. None of this is necessary. Just, people, stop your BS and it's all over. You know, those people are not really our enemies. You know, we're all humans at the end of the day. But, you know, all these wars, all this stuff is for the benefit of a very minor few. Greedy politicians, whatever, you know, it's just, it benefits a few, it doesn't benefit the masses. And I, for one, refuse to get involved in that, you know? So anyway, this is the bus stop, and I'm gonna get my bus to the airport from here. But just look behind me, yeah. What a beautiful day. I mean, look how nice that is. You know, you'd have to be inhuman not to like this. There'd have to be something wrong in your head to not look at this and think, wow. You know? Anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys and basically just enjoy the last of this sunshine. We have to get on the bus. And, you know, if you've enjoyed the videos, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments and give me your honest feedback. You know, you don't have to like compliment if you don't like it. Tell me what you think. Alright, so I just arrived at the airport anyway, and here it is just behind me, just there. And yeah, I'm just enjoying the last few moments of sun. And I must admit, I'm quite sad to be leaving, you know. Like, not every country has that effect on me. Like, some countries, I'm just, okay, on to the next one. Just glad to go, you know. But this one, nah, I feel sad. Like, it's kind of bittersweet, you know. I mean, I'm happy because I've been here, but I just feel sad because I gotta go, you know. And it's not even just about the climate alone. There's something nice in Cyprus. Like, I've been to some really beautiful places, but some of them, even though they've got lovely weather and they look like idyllic, but maybe on the surface, maybe the people are not that great, or, you know, maybe there's an underlying corruption or something. But nah, here I just feel at peace, you know. Like I said, I just regret that I didn't come here long before. I just overlooked it, and now I came. It's like a hidden gem that I've just discovered. But I'm sure at some point I gotta come back, you know. Who knows what life holds, but, you know. But anyway, this is me. I'm about to go inside. And yeah, catch me in the next video. Yeah, I got through immigration at Heathrow in under a minute. Never done that before. Wow, and some kid just got told off because he wasn't doing it right.